We're here with Traverse Family head football coach Justin Wilcox. If you guys have questions here on the first day of the early signing period, go ahead and let me know in the chat and we'll get started. We'll go ahead and get started with Jim McGill from Bear Insider.
Hey, Justin, just taking a look at the list of signees. Jer Smith was a new addition. Can you talk a little bit about him?
Yeah, really talented guy. We've known him for a while. Originally from North Carolina, but played out here at called CSM, and we really like his skill set. He can run. We think he's got a shot to be a real good nickel and corner for us. So he can do a lot of different things, and really pleased to get him in the fold.
There's a pretty heavy emphasis on the defensive backfield with 5 so far that are signed. Can you talk about what position the other 4 guys are slotted for too?
Yeah. So if we went down through them, let's see here. So we talked about Jair. Day we like at safety. He's a tall guy. He's still thin, so he's got to continue to fill out. He'll be a mid-year guy. Isaiah Crosby, real fast, really fast. Safety prospect. Brooklyn, we think can do some different things. We'll like to see how Brooklyn Cheek, who's coming out of high school, how he develops, and Marcus Harris, obviously a corner, coming from Idaho to play corner.
Okay, thanks.
You guys, go ahead and get your questions in the chat. We are going to try to be as efficient as possible today. I'll go to Thomas Dunn from Right for California.
Good morning, Justin. A lot was made about the cliche about finding diamonds in the rough, but who is one player in particular from this class so far that you feel like was really overlooked nationally that you're really excited about?
Oh, that's a great question and always a hard one, because you never quite know. I mean, if we all sat here last year and said, well, hey, it's Cade, Cade's a guy that came in and obviously played great football for us. We'll find out, Thomas. I mean, I think there's some guys in here, the position wise, sometimes there's certain spots at running back, DB, receiver, where it might be a little smoother transition. Sometimes with the linemen, it's a little bit more difficult. Tight ends the same, just because of the physical part of the game. So some of these skill players, when you look at the wideouts and the running back, Jamal Wiley, those DBs, those would probably, if you're guessing, it's one of those. But heck, it's just so hard in this era to know how those guys are going to transition, because so much changes in their lives. And that's the fun part. You get them here and you think you look and see what they might become, and then you get to watch them come here and work and achieve those things.
Thank you.
Go to Steve Croner from the Chronicle.
Hi, good morning, Justin. In this era of the phrase I know you use a lot, roster management, with so many people coming and going at different times, I know it's hard for you to say specifically, but if you were going to just an educated estimate, what percentage of your roster that you'll have in late August is what you have now?
After today?
After today.
I would say, so we got 20 signed. There's there's a handful of guys that we can't comment on yet, but that will be joining us in January. So I don't know what percentage. If you said January through June, you're probably looking at anywhere from 15%, 10%, 15%. You're going to add, another group of people. And so overall, if you're looking at maybe a third of your roster total, including today, is going to be turned over, give or take, each year.
So in other words, right now you've got about 2/3 of the roster you'll have mid to late August.
Yeah, that's probably close. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Good luck.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, we'll go to Jeff Ferrano.
Justin, you signed 2 quarterbacks. One of them a 4-year guy who you looked at, I think, a year ago, Chandler Rogers, and then the other one up in Seattle. Can you talk about each of those guys and kind of where they fit into things?
Yeah, EJ up in Seattle, recruited him for a long time. He's played a lot of quarterback. We think he's got the traits. He's been down here a bunch, and really just looking forward to getting him here and and starting to work with him. Obviously, that position, there's a lot of development and the transition to college and the offense and all those things. You never exactly know how that's going to go for each individual, but he's got the physical traits, and we're looking forward to getting him here. And then Chandler, as you mentioned, we recruited Chandler before. He was he's been a very productive player in college, and so we're glad Chandler's joining us. And it's likely that we'll target one more quarterback, just because in this era of college football, you got to have 4 to 5 quarterbacks in that room.
And what's the competition in the spring going to be like with the 2 veteran guys?
Well, there's always going to be competition. We bring guys in here for that reason. We're trying to bring as many talented guys onto the roster as possible and let the competition sort itself out. So at every position, there's going to be a pecking order to start with, and then the competition will play itself out.
Can you talk also about Trevor Rogers, the local wide receiver from the East Bay?
Yeah, Trevor's a really productive guy. He's been in our camp. We've known him for a long time. His brother played for us, did a heck of a job for us for a number of years. So he's got really good size, and obviously comes from a really good program, and we know him well. So we're excited about him. I mean, he's a talented kid, and it's nice to keep a local guy home.
Okay, we'll go to Matt Moreno from Cal Rivals.
A few Texas offensive linemen joining the group. What can you tell us about those guys?
Yeah, we've actually had a lot of success with Texas guys joining our program, and we got a few O-linemen. They're all right there, kind of from the Austin area. You got Cyrus and Tyler and Aiden, and Tyler comes from Westlake. Great program. Cyrus from Taylor there, another great program, and Aiden, who just recently did a visit. He's a massive guy. Aiden is humongous, real mature guy. So yeah, Tyler's coming mid-year. He's had a injury that he's been working through, so we'll be glad to get him here and assist him with that. And then the other 2 will join us in the summer.
Can we go to Steve Croner? Back to Steve.
Yeah, I'm just following up on Matt's question there. You guys certainly seem to have had a kind of a pipeline from Texas. I'm old enough to remember when Cal really didn't get many players at all from Texas. The first significant player I can remember in a long time was Justin Forsett. Did he kind of open the pipeline, or how was that kind of transpired that Cal is recruiting Texas fairly heavily?
Yeah, I remember that. I was here when I remember Justin coming on his visit, and boy, he was a heck of a player, and even better human being. I don't know if you ever got a chance to meet Justin Forsett. He's a special guy. But yeah, we've had a lot of success with guys from Texas, and sometimes it's a connection, and then you get a couple, 2 or 3 guys, and all of a sudden you got 5 and you got 10, because a lot of these guys know each other from high school, and there's a comfort level. It's a direct flight. Education's important to them. So we're going to continue to do that. I also think they do a great job. California does, but Texas does a great job developing their high school players. They invest in high school football down there. So yeah, it's been good for us.
Okay, we'll go to Jeff Ferrado next.
Justin, Brett Johnson did not play in the bowl game, and I'm wondering if you can enlighten us to what his status is. Has he moved on, or what's going on?
Yeah, Brett was unable to play. He had an injury that he's dealing with, and so we'll see where that goes. We're talking to Brett daily. He's got some things he's working through, and when there's time to make an announcement, we'll make an announcement, but nothing as of right now.
So nothing has been decided yet?
Correct.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we'll go to, let's see, back to Matt Moreno.
Yeah, you guys were able to add Josiah Martin, who had a really, really impressive offer list, and had a bunch of top schools on that list. What kind of victory was that for you guys on the recruiting scene, and what can you expect from him as a playmaker?
Big. He's really quick, shifty guy. He actually grew up in Seattle, Tacoma area, and knew EJ from way back when. So there was a connection there, but really good high school, Denton Geyer, and very productive player, and adds an element of kind of that speed and quickness in that slot position.
Okay, we'll go to Jim McGill.
Justin, you talked about some of the portal transfer guys. Can you comment on any of the others, Aiden or Teddy or Rush?
Yeah. Who is, yeah. So Rush, we just got a note right now. Rush, we can. Aiden, we can talk about. Aiden comes from Notre Dame. He played high school in Colorado. Huge guy, 300 and he's big. He's real big, and he's real smart guy. So we had a great visit with him. We're glad to have him. And then Rush played at Montana State. We've had a number of Montana State guys here, had really good success with those guys transitioning into the program. So big offensive lineman, good football player, and really, really excited about him too.
Okay, we'll go to Thomas Dunn, right, for California.
Justin, obviously with recruiting, it involves a lot of administration with scholarship math. I was wondering, with the emergence of guys like Jack Entries and Tron Grizel in the current state of the program as it is, as well as the past emergence of guys like Ashton Davis and Patrick Laird, what's your strategy regarding how you manage the scholarships now from a year-to-year basis?
Yeah, we want to, reward the guys who have put the time in and earned the right to be on scholarship, and there'll be some changes there, and those two guys will be at the forefront of that. Obviously, we want to do right by them. They've earned it, and really proud of them, and we're going to continue to do that. We take the walk-on program very, very seriously.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, probably time for a couple more questions. If you have another one, go ahead and put it in the chat now if you could. Jeff Ferrata, go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, are you able to comment yet on either BJ Kennedy or Jamal Wiley?
Yeah, Jamal, big running back out of Houston, really good football player and very productive, about 220 pounds, so can carry the load. And BJ, I saw him, he's from Topeka, big dude, really big, plays defensive end, kind of reminds us a little bit body type wise of Xavier, but he is a big guy, loves the weight room, he's a workout guy. His sister actually goes to the school across the bay. She's a very talented athlete, so he'll have family close by.
And is Wiley at that position a guy who can possibly come in and play right away?
It's possible for all of them, Jeff. We'll see. We hope that all of them come in prepared to play, and we're going to work like crazy to get them ready to play, and then we'll see how the competition helps us sort it out.
And can you run down the whole list of guys who will be here mid-year that will be at spring ball?
Let's see here. Tyler, Josiah Martin, BJ, Luke Frelly, Carlsbad, the inside linebacker, real explosive guy. Eze from Byron Nelson High School, inside linebacker, really athletic. Day from Pacifica, the safety. Crosby, mid-year. Jer Smith, mid-year. Aiden, coming from Notre Dame's mid-year. Marcus, who's transferring in from Idaho, is mid-year, and Chandler Rogers is mid-year. And there will be a couple more that we can't talk about quite yet.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we'll probably wrap it up here with a final question from Matt Moreno.
Camden, I believe, was the longest tenured kind of commitment in this class. He worked through a couple of coaching changes at his position. What can you tell us about him, and what does it say about him that he was able to kind of withstand coaching changes and still have the faith in you guys?
Yeah, I think he chose the school for the right reasons. It's been a long time we've been recruiting him. Big athletic guy. He's been in our camp a couple of years ago, it seems like, so we got to know him well. He's a Cal guy, he's going to fit in, and now we got to help him develop, physically and as a football player. But he's every bit of 6'6" and probably 240 pounds, and he's athletic. So now we just got to help him continue to grow as a player. But really excited about Camden.